Congratulations! You've landed your first real job. That feeling of independence, that paycheck hitting your bank account, it's exciting. For the first time, you've got real money in your hands, and it feels amazing. Visuals. Cut. To the same person going on a shopping spree, buying the latest phone, designer clothes, eating at fancy restaurants, maybe even signing the lease for a luxury apartment or buying a car. Voiceover. Host. But here's where most people fall into a trap, a dangerous one. It's called lifestyle inflation. As your income increases, so does your spending. You start rewarding yourself more, justifying expensive choices because, well, you work hard, you deserve it, right? Sound effect. Cash. Register or card swipe. Visuals. Show a graph of income rising and expenses rising at the same pace. At the end, the person is left with no savings. Voiceover. Host. This is what we call the lifestyle trap. It's one of the biggest wealth killers in your 20s and 30s. The more you earn, the more you spend. And before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck again, just at a more expensive level. Cut 2. A calm person saving, budgeting, investing modestly while still enjoying life, contrast with the spender who looks stressed later. Voiceover. Host. Look, there's nothing wrong with enjoying your success, but the problem is when your spending outpaces your income, and worse, when you're not saving or investing at all. That's not growth. That's just a fancier version of being broke. Text on screen. Build wealth quietly. Don't flex until you're truly free. Voiceover. Host. If you truly want to win in the long run, practice something called lifestyle discipline. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should buy it. The people who build real wealth aren't always the flashiest. They're the ones who manage their money with intention. Closing visual for Scene 1. Split screen. One person drowning in bills, another person reviewing a growing investment portfolio with a smile. Voiceover. Host. Remember, what you do in your 20s and 30s sets the stage for the rest of your life. Don't fall into the lifestyle trap. Start smart and stay smart. Let's be honest. When you're in your 20s or early 30s, investing feels optional. Retirement seems like a lifetime away. So you tell yourself, I'll start later. And that, right there, is a massive mistake. Visuals. Cut to a simple animation showing two people. One starts investing at age 22 with just $100 a month. The other waits until age 32 and invests $200 a month. In the end, the early investor has way more money, even though they invested less. Voiceover. Host. Time is your most powerful tool when it comes to building wealth. Thanks to something called compound interest, the money you invest today doesn't just grow. It multiplies over time. The earlier you start, the more your money works for you, even while you sleep. Visuals. A quote appears on screen. It's not about how much you invest, it's about how early you start. Voiceover. Host. You don't need thousands of dollars. You don't need to be a stock market expert. Even investing, just $50 or $100 a month into index funds or ETFs can create a massive difference 20 years from now. Cut 2. A young person finally opening a free investing app, putting in a small amount, then smiling as they see it grow over time. Voiceover. Host. The biggest mistake isn't losing money in the stock market. It's not starting at all. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you have more money. Start with what you have, learn as you go, and let time do the heavy lifting. Closing visual. A clock ticking next to a plant growing, symbolizing wealth and growth over time. Voiceover. Host. The earlier you plant the seed, the bigger the tree. Don't ignore investing. Start now. Your future self will thank you. A person happily shopping online using Buy Now, Pay Later. Then they swipe a credit card at a store. Next scene, they sit at a desk surrounded by bills, looking overwhelmed. Voiceover. Host speaking. In your 20s and 30s, debt can feel normal. Credit cards, student loans, car payments, almost everyone has them. But here's the truth most people ignore. Debt isn't just borrowing money, it's borrowing your future income. Visuals. Zoom in on the interest rates. Credit card, 28%, BNPL service, hidden fees, payday loan, sky-high APR. Numbers spin faster and faster. Voiceover. Host. High-interest debt is a silent killer. It builds quietly, then traps you. What starts as a $500 purchase on a credit card can turn into $800 or $900 by the time you pay it off, if you only pay the minimum. Cut to a graph showing how long it takes to pay off $5,000 in credit card debt at minimum payments. And how much interest is paid over time. Voiceover, seat, host. It's not about avoiding debt completely. Sometimes debt is necessary for education, emergencies, or starting something meaningful. But the real danger comes when debt becomes a habit, not a tool. Visuals. One person aggressively paying off debt, living simply. Another person ignoring. The bills taking more loans. At the end, one is free, the other is stuck. Voiceover. Host. Here's the truth. You can't build wealth if most of your money is going toward interest payments. If you're constantly borrowing from tomorrow, how will you ever invest in your future? Text on screen. If you don't control debt, debt will control you. Voiceover. Sue host. Start by facing the numbers. Make a plan. Pay more than the minimum. Cut unnecessary expenses. Snowball or avalanche. Whatever method you choose, just start. Freedom begins when debt ends. Closing. Visual. A person cutting. A credit card in half with a smile, then watching their savings and investments grow. Voiceover. Host. Don't drown in debt. Learn to manage it before it manages you. A young person is living their best life. Shopping, dining out, traveling. They check their bank app, only $200 left. They shrug it off and keep spending. Voiceover, host, speaking. Everything's going great. The job is stable, the rent's paid, you're enjoying life. So why worry about an emergency fund? You'll save later, right? Visuals shift suddenly. Car breaks down. A phone call says, "You've been let go." A sudden hospital visit. Back-to-back emergencies. The person scrambles, checks their bank app again. Panic sets in. Voiceover. Host. This is the moment most people realize they made a huge mistake. Not having an emergency fund. One unexpected expense, and your entire financial world can fall apart. Visuals. Cut to credit cards being used, loans taken out, bills piling up, and stress increasing. Voiceover. Host. Here's the truth. Life is unpredictable. Emergencies don't give warnings. And when they hit, they don't just affect your money, they affect your peace of mind. Visuals split screen. Left side. A person without savings, drowning in debt after an emergency. Right side. A calm person, paying for a car repair from an emergency fund. No stress. Voiceover. Host. An emergency fund is your financial safety net. It's not exciting, it's not flashy, but it's absolutely essential. It protects you from falling deeper into debt. It gives you the power to handle life on your terms. Text on screen. Savings today are your shield for tomorrow. Voiceover. Host. Start small, $500, then aim for 1 month's expenses. Eventually, build up 3 to 6 months. Keep it in a separate, easily accessible account. This is not money to invest. It's money to survive. Closing visual. A person peacefully sleeping while a storm rages outside. Metaphor for emergencies. But they're safe because they were prepared. Voiceover. Host. Don't wait for life. To teach you this the hard way, build your emergency fund now and protect your future self from unnecessary stress. A young person is relaxing on the weekend, scrolling social media, binge-watching a series, going out with friends. They laugh off questions like, "Do you have savings?" or "What's your 5-year plan?" Voiceover. Host speaking. In your 20s and 30s, it's easy to feel like you've got time. So you live in the moment thinking, "I'll figure it out later." But here's the truth. Later comes faster than you think. Visuals shift. Fast forward effect. The same person is now in their late 30s or early 40s. They're stressed, looking at overdue bills, zero savings, and no clue where their money went. Voiceover. Host. One of the biggest wealth killers? Not having a financial plan. If you don't know where your money is going, you'll never know where it could have taken you. Visuals. Cut to someone creating a basic plan. Budgeting, saving, investing, setting goals like buying a home or retiring early. Voiceover. Host. You don't need to be a financial expert. You just need clarity. What are your goals? How much do you spend? How much do you save or invest every month? Most importantly, what kind of future do you want, and are your actions taking you there? Split screen visuals. Left. A person drifting through life with no direction. Right. A person with a plan, checking progress, feeling confident. Voiceover. Host. A plan gives you purpose. It helps you avoid money traps, control emotions, and stay focused. Without it, you're just reacting to life, not building it. Text on screen. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Voiceover. Host. Start small. Track your spending. Set one financial goal. Create a simple budget. Automate your savings. These small steps turn into big progress over time. Closing visual. A person smiling as they check off life goals, savings, investments, travel, home, retirement, all possible because they planned early. Voiceover. Host. Your money should work for you, not the other way around. So don't just make money. Make a plan. That's how real wealth is built.